Hello everyone, I hope you are fine. I'm M.Nada and today we are gonna study the second lesson of the unit, which is applications of friction. In this lesson, we are gonna study the advantages of friction force or the benefits of friction force, and also we will study the disadvantages of friction force. يعني هندرس المميزات والعيوب. Firstly, we will start with advantages or benefits of friction force. The first advantage is friction between car tires and the road helps the car to move forward. يعني without the friction force, the car will not be able to move forward. Then the first advantage is friction between car tires and the road helps the car to move forward. The second one is friction helps us to control the car speed and to change the car direction. يعني because of the friction the car can change its speed، السبيد بتاعتها تقدر تتغير and also change its direction. Without friction the car will not be able to do that. Then again, friction helps us to control the car speed and to change the car direction. The third advantage is the car brakes فرامل العربية that are used to slow down or stop the car depend on friction. We have studied that the friction causes the object to slow down and stop. The same for the car. Here the car brakes it depend on the friction. And we know that car brakes used to slow down or stop the car. Then again, the third advantage is the car brakes that are used to slow down or stop the car depend on friction. Another advantage is that friction helps us to walk. Just imagine if there is no friction force. Every time we will try to walk, we will slip down. So the friction helps us to walk, and the friction between our shoes and the ground prevents us from slipping down. Also, friction is needed to light matches. Then again, friction helps us to walk, and the friction between our shoes and the ground prevents us from slipping down, and also it's used to light matches. Another advantage is that friction helps us to hold and catch objects. عن طريق الفريكشن بنقدر نمسك أي حاجة. Because without friction things will slide down through our hands. ممكن تتزحلق من ايدينا ومش هنعرف نمسكها. For that, friction helps us to hold and catch objects because without friction things will slide down through our hands. As the friction has advantages, it also has disadvantages. As the friction rises the temperature of the internal moving parts of the machines. Just try to rub your hands together. You will feel that your hands become warm. Then the friction raises the temperature of objects. الفريكشن بيعلي لي درجة الحرارة بتاعة الأشياء. So inside the machines, there is friction between the internal moving parts. الانترنال moving parts لما بتتحرك بيحصل ما بينها friction. This friction raises the temperature. بتعلي من درجة الحرارة. So the machines are damaged. ده ممكن يدمر لي الماشينز بتاعتي. So a lot of money is wasted. So how I can fix this problem? How I can reduce the temperature which is resulted from the friction inside the machines? We can fix this problem by doing continuous cooling. عن طريق ان اعمل تبريد مستمر. This continuous cooling will protect the internal parts of machines from damage. And nowadays engineers design machines to minimize the friction. بيحاولوا ان هم يعملوا machines يصمموها بطريقة معينة to minimize the friction between their moving parts to increase their efficiency عشان يعلي من الجودة بتاعتها.